Welcome again to Touchline Talk, where we talk everything about football. And this past few days has been wonderful and interesting in the sense of the Champions League, but also what happened. And if it's your first time of joining us on this channel, don't forget to subscribe, like, share. It goes a long way helping our little channel grow. We are on board and checking and targeting 500 subscribers. We'll be glad if you could just give us a like, share, subscribe. It goes a long way. And after the end of all the Champions League matches, five teams standing. And there are some talking points that we are going to discuss today. And as you all know, and there was only one. After five games gone, the only unbeaten team right now is Arsenal. And they have an unblemished record and have only conceded one goal, and that was against Bayern Munich. Their impressive 3-1 win over Bayern Munich on Wednesday was super. Everybody didn't expect that because these were the two biggest teams. And at the end of the day, one just had to fall. And unfortunately, it was Bayern Munich. And looking at Bayern Munich, very good side, scored plenty of goals, not lost a match, and the only team they could lose to definitely Arsenal. And looking at Chelsea also, they defeated Barcelona by 3 goals to nil. Many of us didn't think that would happen. And out of nowhere, Stavo proved he's a good player, and Chelsea was able to defeat Barcelona by 3 goals to nil, even though Barcelona lately have not been consistent. And we also saw PSV demolishing Liverpool, the defending English champions, by 4 goals to 1. Who expected that? And George Anslot is in trouble. People are already calling for his head. And last week they were defeated, and today again another 4-1 defeat. It's no good. And finally, Man City was defeated 2-0 at home by Bayer Leverkusen because of Pep. He made too many changes and it resulted in a defeat. Was it arrogance? Was it a tactical mistake? Well, because if he had won, we have called him genius. And for him to lose now becomes a uphill battle for him because with 3 games to go, just have to qualify to the top 8 or else go into playoff. I remember last season, they were knocked out by Real Madrid in the playoffs. And using a second string side at this stage, to me, it's crazy. So now let's go to talking points. We have 5 talking points we are going to deal with today. Will Guardiola come to regret fielding such an understrained team? Manchester City's top 8 chances are slimmer, and they now face unnecessary pressure over their 3 remaining games against Real Madrid, Bordeaux, and Galatasaray. City also know firsthand the perils of dropping to that playoff round, having been eliminated last year by Madrid. We talked about that earlier. So the talking point that people are discussing now with Guardiola come to regret that match because I didn't even know what he was thinking. Why would you do such? And funny enough, their next games are just Leeds United at home, Fulham away, and Sunderland at home. They are not big matches that you need to rest players, but I feel he was just too arrogant and felt even my second string side will still defeat these people. And at the end of the day, it didn't work out fine. And also, the second talking point people are discussing is in a battle between two previously perfect teams, Arsenal humbled Bayern off the back of a devastating second half. The first half, we might say is 50-50, but the second half was something else. The subs came in and they killed Bayern Munich totally. They defeated Bayern Munich. And looking at this game, um, It showed that Arsenal has strength in depth. For them to be able to put in some subs and change the game totally and knocked out Bayern Munich, it shows Arsenal are a team to watch. Some people are saying, doubting them. Truly, it's still November, it's still March and May, and that's where we can finally count who is the winner and who is the loser. So it's still early right now, but let's keep our fingers crossed. But so far, so good. These teams have been wonderful. The third talking point is on Enzo Maresca and Estevao. They won 3-0 at home against Barcelona. Lamine Yamal. Was it Barca being bad or Chelsea finally putting it together with Estevao in the starting 11? But for me, I would say it was Barca being bad because how would they just be defeated loss like that? Some people feel Estevao should continue to start games because starting that game really, really helped them out. So for now, we don't know. We're still seeing things. It's still November. Things still change. Let's keep our fingers crossed and see who will be the true winners. But one thing is certain, Chelsea defeated Barcelona, and many of Barcelona fans are not happy over the red card Araujo because to some, he's a very solid player, but to others, he's just been careless because he cost them that match playing the 10-man team against 11 and away from home. That was a top hill battle for them. So let's see what Chelsea does because their next game will be against Arsenal, another very good side. If they are able to defeat Arsenal, then we'll say was no fluke. The fourth talking points people are discussing is on Liverpool. Liverpool were humiliated at home for the second time in a week, losing 4-1 to PSV in a game that showed them at their absolute worst. So the question now is how long does Anslot get to fix this? Is he resigning? Is he going to be sacked? Or is he going to fix it? Because the blame is easy to throw around. Van Dijk was just nowhere to be seen. How could you play your hands like that and concede a penalty? The defense was just in shambles and everything seemed not to work. The question now is how long will this continue? Will the Liverpool management still be patient with this after spending all this amount and playing this? Something just has to be done. Lots of questions answered, uh, lots of questions with no answer in sight. And the last talking point is was it going to take, what is it going to take to fix Real Madrid? Only Kylian Mbappe's hat trick spared their blushes in a just 4-3 win at who? Olympiacos, Minos. In the football sense, they're a small team compared to Real Madrid, and it took Mbappe to rescue them. Nobody expected that. Everybody expected a straightforward win, but more or less like was a struggle for them to finally defeat Olympiacos. And that's now a second bad performance in a row with pressure on Yabi Alonso and this friction with Vinicius Jr. consuming them. It's having a lot of issues there because when there are a lot of stars, definitely there's going to be lots of trouble. And I don't know how Yabi Alonso is going to fix that, but it's up to him. So the question now is, what does it take to fix Real Madrid? That's $1 billion question. And that's all. For all the talking points on this Champions League week, which was interesting. Can't wait to was going to happen on match day 6. It was interesting this week. So if you love a video and this is the first time of joining us, if you have watched up to this point, please don't forget to subscribe, share, like. It goes a long way in helping this channel grow. Thanks for watching. This is Touchline Talk. See you on the next video.